it's time for Timothy. Yes, boys and girls, it's time to join Timothy and Johnathan and all of their friends as they discover what it takes to be a real winner.
Time! Al's hurt. Send in a sub.
Oh boy, look who the coach is sending in to help us tie up the game. Johnathan. Now we're sure to lose. He hasn't made a basket all season.
Oh, keep quiet, Elmer.
Tim, I'm subbing for Al.
Right on.
Tim, what's the play? We only got 30 seconds left. Time for one more shot. We have to tie up the score.
I have the ball out of bounds.
Feed it to me. I'll stand back, get the pass, and then I can sink it from the outside shot.
No, Elmer. That's just what the other team will expect. Besides, you haven't been hitting the points today.
Neither have you, Tim.
I know it. That's why I'm giving the ball to Johnathan.
Are you kidding? Johnathan?
You heard me. Now listen, Johnathan. When the whistle blows, you cut in towards me. I'll fake a pass to Elmer. You head back to the basket. I'll get it to you there, do a layup, and we'll tie the game.
Wow, everything depends on me.
And there goes the game, down the tubes. I wish I was captain.
Oh, buzz off, Elmer.
Elmer's right. I can't handle it. I know I'll miss that shot.
You can handle it. 2 points is all we need. Go for it.
I'm in.
Oh no, I missed the shot.
By a mile. I knew you would.
Oh, it's okay, Johnathan. You did your best.
My best was awful. I lost the game.
No one's sore at you. Relax.
Heck, I'm mad at myself. I practiced layups over and over, and I still goofed up in the game.
But you only had 1 shot, Johnathan. If you had been in the game longer, I know you could have scored.
My big chance, and I blew it.
Tell you what, pal. Let's practice layups before going home.
Not now, Tim. I just don't feel like it.
Aw, come on. Don't give up. You're not a quitter, are you?
Who, me? A quitter? I don't know. Maybe I am. I'm sick of trying to be a good shot. If all my practice didn't pay off, what's the use? The team doesn't need me anyway.
Aw, you're just feeling down in the dumps. Tomorrow things will seem better. You'll see. Come on, race you into the locker room.
Now, boys and girls, now that the time for research is over, let's hear about what you found in the library. Elmer, I see that you have your hand up.
I found an old piece of gum stuck under the chair I was sitting on.
That's not what I meant, young man. Now, who would like to share with us what they've learned? Kathleen, I see that your hand is up. Go ahead, dear.
Well, each of us was to read about a man or woman who kept trying to achieve something special and didn't give up either. The person I picked was Joan of Arc. She was a French farm girl, and she tried to rescue France from the control of the English armies.
Was she successful?
Well, sort of yes, and sort of no.
And what does that mean, Kathleen?
Well, Joan of Arc won some battles, and she lost some battles, and she finally was captured by the English, and then she couldn't try anymore.
Then she didn't achieve her goal, did she?
No, but she sure tried hard enough, and I think she was a courageous person.
You really admire her, don't you, Kathleen?
I sure do.
Even though Joan of Arc wasn't completely successful, I think you've learned that we can't always achieve our goals, but that the victory is in the trying. We become better persons because we don't give up. Now, let's hear from the boys. Elmer, what did you find besides the gum under your chair?
I found a penny on the floor.
Elmer, you're just being silly. Please settle down and think. I'll be calling on you later. Yes, Tim?
Johnathan and I worked together. We read about the co-discoverers of the North Pole, Richard Perry, a white man,
And Matthew Alexander Henson, a black man. Together they made 8 polar explorations, and they finally reached 90 degrees north latitude, the North Pole.
So you two found people who stuck with it, persevered, and were successful in reaching their goals. Very good.
We're going to write a play about their final trip instead of doing a report.
Sounds interesting. Now, it's almost dismissal time. Elmer, if you will stay after school, I'll help you find some material in the library besides gum and pennies.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy! Nothing beats this!
You're not kidding. A day off from school, and it's snowing again.
How about sledding over at Brown's Hill? I'll ask Aunt Agatha if it's okay. Then we'll stop at your house to get your sled.
Sure thing.
And maybe your mom will let you sleep overnight. If it keeps snowing like this, I bet we'll get another free day.
Great. I can try out my new sleeping bag that I got for my birthday.
This snow packs great. How about a snowball fight?
Well, we better not. If we get caught, it means trouble. How about a snowman instead?
Oh, great!
If it keeps up, I just know there won't be school tomorrow. And thanks for letting me sleep overnight.
Oh, you're quite welcome, darling.
Just what we wished for, another snow day.
We're in luck, because we have big plans, don't we, Tim?
Oh, you do you? And what are those big plans? Are you going to build a snow woman to go with your snowman?
Ah, no way! Who wants a girl around, even if she is made of snow?
Oh, well, where does that leave me?
Oh, gosh, that's different. You don't giggle and fuss and pester us.
Oh, well, that's nice of you to say so. Now, what have you two rascals started to build?
You'll never guess.
It's a real igloo!
And it's big enough for us to stand up in.
And big enough to even to lie down in.
We just have to finish off the top.
Oh, hold on, boys. Seems like you two hard hats have been doing quite a construction job. But tomorrow's another day. I think you've had enough snow and cold for now.
Oh, please, Aunt Agatha, please let us go out for a little while longer. We've just got to finish the igloo tonight.
Goodness, do you think it will melt before morning? Well, since you're so eager, go ahead. If you're sure that it won't take too long, I guess I don't like leaving a job unfinished either.
Isn't this the best igloo ever, Aunt Agatha?
Oh, it certainly is. I'm sure the Eskimos themselves couldn't do better.
Look, there's even a hole at the top to let out smoke from a fire.
Gosh, we won't need a fire.
Anyway, we don't have any whale blubber. It wouldn't be right to burn wood.
Our sleeping bags will be warm as toast.
Sure thing. We won't be a bit cold.
Oh, there, rein in your horses. Sounds like you both have something up your sleeves. Now, you wouldn't be planning to sleep out in the igloo tonight, would you?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think that's a very good idea.
But Aunt Agatha, it's a school project.
Oh, what on earth? Come on, let's go inside, boys, and let's talk about this. More hot chocolate, John? Tim?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes. Thanks, Aunt Agatha.
All right, now let's continue to talk about this school project that you boys have in mind. And what does it have to do with sleeping out in an igloo?
You know that we've been doing research in school about people who wouldn't give up no matter what.
And Tim and I have done a bunch of reading about explorers of the North Pole.
Let me see. If I remember from my school days, did Richard Byrd discover the North Pole?
Almost right, Aunt Agatha. Byrd found the South Pole, but Admiral Peary, Matthew Henson, and 4 Eskimos were the first to reach 90 degrees north latitude, the North Pole.
That's why we have to just sleep outside in the igloo tonight.
This is a great chance to feel what it was like to be in the Arctic.
Now, when we write the play, we can really know what we're talking about.
Well, that's possible, but couldn't you just use your imagination?
Oh, it's just not the same. Please? If we get the least bit cold, we'll come in. We promise. Don't we, Johnathan?
Cross our hearts.
I don't know
Oh,
about...
please. Our sleeping bags are both good and weathered down to 20 degrees below zero.
Oh, dear. Well, all right. Why not give it a try? I'll leave the door unlocked for you, just in case you change your minds.
Hooray!
North Pole, here we come. Isn't this great? We're just like Henson and Perry.
I never ever thought your aunt would let us sleep out in our igloo.
I think she agreed 'cause she didn't think we'll last more than 10 minutes.
Well, Admiral Perry, she doesn't know us very well, does she? We've been out here for at least half an hour.
She doesn't, old friend. Matthew Henson and Richard Perry aren't quitters. We've explored together for 23 years. 19 years we've explored the Arctic together. We've been on the southern edge of the frozen Arctic Sea 7 times. Twice we failed to reach the North Pole. But this time, victory will be ours.
You said it, Admiral. Victory will be ours.
Oh, I sure hope Aunt Agatha doesn't wait up for us.
Now, when she goes to bed and she sees that we're sticking it out, she'll go to bed. I hear something funny. Tim, is that you?
What? I don't hear anything.
Wow, it is you. Your teeth are chattering. Gosh, you must be cold. I tell you, I'm freezing too. How did Perry and Henson stand all this cold?
Beats me.
But we shouldn't be cold. We built this igloo just the way the Eskimos do.
They had heat from burning oil.
But the Arctic is a bunch cooler than it is here. We really shouldn't need heat. We wouldn't be cold if that darn wind wasn't blowing in the tunnel. Oh no, that's it. We forgot something.
What?
Remember the diagram of the igloo we saw?
Uh-huh.
The Eskimos always dig a pit along the entrance tunnel so that the heavy cold air doesn't get in. The warm air rises, stays at the top, and acts like a shield against the cold air trying to move in.
Okay, let's get to work digging a pit.
We can't. The snow's packed too hard. What do? You want to go in?
No. Any hot chocolate left?
Plenty. Here, have some.
Oh boy. That's better. Here, have some yourself.
Oh, that's good. I feel much warmer now.
Look, I want to stick it out, just like Perry and Henson. How about you?
You better believe it. We can stay warm by pulling the sleeping bags over our heads. Hey, that's real better.
Sure is. Now we're all set. Matt, I just know we'll reach the North Pole on this trip. How can we fail? With President Theodore Roosevelt and the other members of the Perry Arctic Club backing us up? It seems like only yesterday that we were in New York City at the club letting them know of the expedition's plans. President Roosevelt, members of the Perry Arctic Club, and guests. My companion of many years, Matthew Henson, and I are grateful for your wonderful assistance for our trip to the Arctic. The other expedition members also extend their thanks for your support of our efforts to plant the stars and stripes at top of the world. Because of our past experiences, we have learned many things that will help us to achieve success. With our frigate, the SS Roosevelt, a strong and sturdy icebreaker, we will be able to land our supplies only 413 miles from the pole. Instead of the entire group traveling together, we will divide into units. Each one will start at a different time. The forward parties will blaze the trails, carry the supplies, and make camp for those who follow. Matt Henson, 4 Eskimo friends, and myself are the main and final assault team. As we move forward, the support parties will turn back one by one until only ours remain for the final try and victory. We all promise that we'll give it our very best. Thank you. Remember how the band was playing and the crowds were cheering as the ship sailed out of the New York harbor?
Then northward, along the eastern coastline of the United States and Canada, onward to the Davis Strait, to Baffin Bay, then still north to Smith Sound, to Kane Basin, and into the Lincoln Sea, arriving to the northeast tip of Ellesmere Island, where our base camp was set up at Cafe Columbia. From there, the journey is made over the frozen Arctic Sea, ever northward.
Welcome back, friends. Welcome back. You are both like the sun. You always return.
And you, our friends, always here to greet us and travel with us. It is good to see all of you.
Ah, the twins are once again together. We would not recognize your faces if one of you came alone.
Matt, you speak Eskimo so well. Please translate for me. How does one work without his right hand? That is what you are to me. I must follow behind and let you blaze the trail. Lead the way.
You come with supplies, Matt, to last many, many months.
Yes, having too much food and fuel is a lot safer than running short. What about the dogs? Are the supplies ready for me to build the sleds? Do we have enough to carry all the supplies?
We have been gathering all of this for a long time. We are well prepared also.
Wonderful. Working together, we cannot fail.
They have fine-looking lead dogs.
Oh, yes, they are the best huskies we could train. The lead dogs are eager. They're strong and able either to be hitched up first to the long trace of dogs,
Or be leader in a fan hitch with each dog tied separately to sled.
Marvelous. Admiral, which method would you prefer for pulling the sleds?
That's your department, Matt. Yours and our Eskimo friends. You all are doing the real work, even though I did the planning during the actual trip. In a way, I'll just be part of the baggage. Well, my friends, now we'd better prepare to leave come the morning. Tomorrow, the real adventure begins. 413 miles over ice and snow to the North Pole. God willing, Matt, you've been my trusted friend and companion all these years. Others have come and gone. You alone have remained. How much I appreciate your loyalty and your expertise.
Thank you, Admiral. I would not have missed a day of it.
Now, I'm counting on you again. You'll be in the lead of our group. There isn't a man living who can handle the dogs and the sleds any better than you. Even the Eskimos agree you are the best. I have great hopes for the success of our journey because of your experience, courage, and your determination.
Thank you, Admiral. It has been an honor to explore with you all these years. As for this trip, everything so far has gone according to plan. Everyone is eager to begin. I know we will win the battle this time.
Excellent. What else could we hope for?
Except cold, cold weather, so that the ice does not crack.
You're right. Warm weather could be our worst enemy. We'll never get to the pole if the Arctic ice separates and we have to cross open water. We just can't carry all the equipment for that emergency. We'll have to hope for the best. Now we'd better get some sleep so that we'll be ready for the great challenge. Hello, what's happened? Matt, why have you come back? We were just about to start off and meet you at the camp.
Bad news, Admiral. I had to double back 5 miles north of here. The ice pack has opened up. There's a big stretch of water extending east-west for miles. Impossible to cross.
Oh, no. That is bad news. Although I should have expected it with all this spell of warmer air. Things have been going so well. We've covered almost 10 miles a day since we first started. Now there's nothing to do but wait for colder weather to refreeze the lead.
I'm afraid that all our supplies are on the other side of the water.
Then we'd better pray that we don't have to wait too long for the colder air to come. Let's make camp here. We'll just have to depend on the fuel and food that we've carried along with us. Matt, did you hear a cracking sound?
Yes, quick! The ice must be breaking up around us. Let's get out of here and try to save the dogs and our sledges.
Move as fast as you can, or we'll be stranded on an ice floe in the middle of the open water. Oh, that was a close call. I thought for sure we'd lose our dogs in the supply sledge. Now we'd better move to more solid ice.
As long as this warmer air is around, we'll be in danger, no matter where we go.
Matt, look over to the west. Do you see anything?
Sure do. Wonderful. Just what we needed. That dark area on the horizon means a storm and colder weather.
Good news. Now the ice will refreeze and stop cracking. The open stretch of water will be frozen over in a day or two, and we'll be able to get those supplies to the next camp.
Let's just hope that we won't be caught in a blizzard instead of just a snow shower. Well, Admiral, that was the last of the whale meat and pemmican.
Oh, I'm afraid that our fuel supply is gone too. This confounded blizzard has to stop soon, or we'll be in big trouble. Our Eskimo friends are supplyless too.
I'm going out to check the dogs and to see if there are any signs that the storm has blown over.
Oh, we'll have a difficult time locating the next supply under all this snow, just when we're within reach of the pole. It may be impossible to go on.
Good news, Admiral. The blizzard is passing on. Soon we'll be able to attempt traveling to the next supply camp.
Excellent! But what do you mean, attempt? What's wrong out there?
I'm sorry to report that the snow has been piled up by the wind into small mountains. The sledge dogs will have a very difficult job to get through.
Oh, that will be quite a problem for the dogs, and there's no guarantee that we can locate the next supply base under all that snow.
Another obstacle. The ice cracks and open waters that are refreezing are piling up into giant pressure ridges. That's rough for the dogs, the sledges, and for all of us.
Oh, things look pretty bad, Matt. We can't stay here. No supplies. Going on to find more supplies ahead of us is risky and maybe impossible. The safest thing to do is turn back. I'm certain we can locate food and fuel at the camp we left behind. What's your decision?
The same as I know yours will be, Admiral. We go on to 90 degrees north latitude, no matter what the risk.
April 6, 1909. The pole at last.
After all these years, victory!
My friends, this moment is the prize of 300 years of exploration. How many men died to be here? Ours at last! I can hardly bring myself to realize it.
The stars and stripes have now been planted at the top of the world.
Morning, boys. Well, good morning, boys. Hungry after your night out at the North Pole?
Hello. Good morning,
Morning, Aunt Agatha. Well, we did it. We did it.
You certainly did. I waited up so long that I dozed off in the chair. Well, you certainly fooled me.
Matt Henson and Admiral Perry weren't quitters.
I guess not. And neither are Johnathan and Timothy.
Thanks, Aunt Agatha. Now we're all ready to write our play.
We'll have the best project ever.
Well, you know, boys, you'll have to write about more than just sleeping out in an igloo. You'll have to include lots of information about the explorers' experiences, especially the ones that were difficult.
Perry and Henson had lots and lots of problems, all right.
Like what?
Warm weather, ice breaking up, shortage of supplies, snowdrifts.
Giant pressure ridges of razor-sharp ice.
My, that's quite a list. But have you thought about the problems they had after the trip?
Gosh, no.
Well, they got back safely. What else is there?
All right, what about Frederick Cook, claiming to have gotten to the North Pole first?
But he didn't.
Oh, that's true. but it delayed rewards and recognition for our heroes for a long time.
That's not fair.
Oh, recognition did come eventually. Matthew Henson became a member of the Explorers Club in 1937, and Congress issued him a medal in 1944. Presidents have honored him, and a bronze plaque is in the State House of Maryland.
Good for him. He deserved it all.
Gosh, Aunt Agatha, how did you learn all of this?
Well, to tell the truth, I did some reading while I was waiting up for you boys. Now, tell me, what have you planned for your day off? More sledding?
I think I'd like to take a break from snow for a bit. How about going over to shoot baskets at the boys' club, Johnathan?
Count me in.
No kidding? That means you're not quitting the basketball team after all?
Who, me? A quitter? Was Matt Henson a quitter?
No way!
Is Johnathan a quitter?
No way!
Let's go.